And now, TSPN News with Tom Slivick. Comprehensive news because in today's world, you need more than just sound bites. TSPN, streaming on the World Wide Web, and now on demand at TSPNTV.com.
Hi everyone, and welcome to today's News in Depth. I'm Tom Slivick on TSPN, and I have with me Mike Daly. How you doing, Mike?
Great, Tom. Thanks.
It's good to see you again.
Thank you.
Been a while.
Yeah, it has.
And things are going how in Jackson?
Going really well. You know, a lot of stuff going on with our wastewater and signal project coming in, and then also going to be talking about parking meters a little bit, I think.
Okay, so let's go for the good news.
Sure.
Tell me the good news first.
You want parking meter news? Is that it?
I think that's. I think that'll be a boon to Jackson downtown.
I hope so. Yeah, the parking meters are coming out around May 1st. All 212 of them. So that's not just the ones that are on Main Street, but everywhere. Parking garage and everywhere. Are you going to auction
the old ones off so people can use them as piggy banks?
Well, we might do some of that. We're still trying to figure out how to sell them, dispose of them, whatever. But there's definitely some interest in acquiring them by some people.
Just for an idea or something to say, I remember when the post office changed their boxes, the people that had them could buy the old doors.
Yeah.
And we did that.
We'll be looking at what we can do for that because I know a lot of people have an interest in acquiring one. But
okay, good.
Yeah, that's going to be May 1st. We're probably going to take the poles as well. Mm-hmm. So it's going to give downtown kind of a cleaner look. There'll still be a time limit, 3-hour time limit, so that people can't just park there all day and take a parking space. But it'll be very interesting to see how well that works and how people like it without, if it really brings a lot more people downtown, which I think a lot of people think will happen. And it'll be very interesting. We're going to be removing all of the poles, which is going to take a little bit of time, but probably not as much as some people might think. And it'll be very interesting.
Okay, so what would be the concern if maybe the abuse might be from possibly the business owners like myself or whatever might say forget.
That's the biggest issue.
So I'm just going in there for 15 minutes and
you want to be in there all day and taking a valuable parking place that other customers could be using. So we'll have to see how that goes. And hope that it works out really well.
And one other thing I'd just like to say too, I kind of feel like I've always been able to find a parking spot on Jackson. It might be the last one or whatever, but and I've often wondered if people find that to be true or not.
I don't know. It depends somewhat on the time of day, I think, and where you are. But yeah, I think most of the time, even in crowded cities.
And we're getting a lot more tourism down here. I know we've certainly had a lot of publicity in the area lately.
Yeah, with a lot of stuff going on. I think we've had more people down here. Of course, Dandelion Days is coming up, and Daffodil Hill is open. So lots going on around town.
Nobody gets to park on Dandelion Days.
That's different. But
take the bus.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's for the good news. Anyway, let's just go on to regular business. We're not going to call it bad news. It's just city business. Go ahead. We've got the sewers.
Sewer is quite an issue right now. Of course, we had a new rate structure ready to go on February 1st, but some folks with the Rate Protection Alliance went around and they got a petition together and got enough signatures, which is really only 10% of the voting public, necessary to put a hold to that. So at its meeting on Monday night this week, the council passed another ordinance to withdraw the rate increase. And we've been working with the Rate Protection Alliance folks on a potential new rate, which would still cover the 5 years and still be a pretty significant increase, but also change the structure and the way that we're charging the system to some residential customers, some of the business customers, and hopefully come up with a compromise that works. We're very hopeful that we can get something in place so that the rate increase will take effect on July 1st. But we have to go through the whole process with the Prop 218 and the notification to everybody and that kind of thing too. So We've been working very closely with them.
Was it in the 218 process that the votes were garnered, or the
No, it was
letters of
actually
violence?
after the 218 process the first time, because they went around and they got signatures that they had to do within 30 days after we passed the rate increase, and they succeeded in doing that. So we're listening to that.
So to bring that back up, it requires a 10%. Is that what is the percentage?
It's a 10% signatures on the referendum, and that's what they succeeded in doing.
Okay.
So now we're trying to come up with a new rate structure to have the council adopt and tentatively, and then send out to the public for another 218 process, which hopefully, if we get the Rate Protection Alliance cooperation.
Will that be ready to be looking at your next meeting?
Not quite.
Okay.
We're hoping to have that ready to go probably sometime in April, because then it has to be circulated for 90 days, I think.
Okay.
Or not for 90 days, but for 45 days, and then it can be adopted.
But you've kind of got this, ironed out, and a structure that looks like will be amendable to.
That's what we need to
to that
finalize,
side.
and that's the issue right now, is trying to come up with that structure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's government at work.
Yeah.
Okay. What do we have next?
Next
Well, maybe bring up
is-
a couple of things.
Oh, we've got a signal that's getting ready to go in
Right.
down at Sutter Street and Highway 4988. Yesterday, Logan took down a redwood tree that was right where that intersection is going to enter the highway. Just to the south of that, there's going to be 20 new parking places, right, highway level. And then across the street at the Scout Hut is where the intersection will go to. So that's going to be an interesting.
Will the Scout Hut be moved?
No, the Scout Hut will stay there.
Okay.
We're hopeful that everything works out in terms of the flow and the way the whole intersection works. I know that True Value's also been involved in keeping a close eye on things in the library.
Are they concerned, or they think that will help them, the light?
I think they're a little bit concerned just about the way the new traffic is going to work.
There has been
So-
quite a few fender benders and things right there.
There have been a lot, because you actually have conflicting traffic. If you're in that middle lane, sometimes
Yeah, the turn lane.
you have people that want to go both ways at the same time. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
So-
Or you come out and there's someone has a fairly good rate of speed coming down the hill. All that. Luckily, we have that good crosswalk there with the lighted crosswalk. I think it's just a fantastic thing.
Yeah.
And I noticed the trees. So a lot of people, of course, I asked that too, because I had thought the light was already there, but that was just the yellow light.
That's the pedestrian crossing light that
Okay.
was installed with the dots in the highway and everything.
Right.
And those will be coming out. So
Okay.
yeah.
Will the lights in the road be coming
The
out?
lights in the road will be coming out, because it'll be a regular signalized intersection,
Okay.
and it'll be a regular pedestrian walk, don't walk type of thing. Yeah.
Okay. Almost kind of feel like it's too bad to leave those lights in there.
I
but,
know, yeah.
Caltrans, I'm sure, has their
They
ways
do.
and methods.
Yeah, it's a Caltrans project.
So if you were like me and wondering why the tree had to come down, it was in the way there. So a redwood.
It's a redwood, yeah, and so it's in our possession, and we're hoping to make good use out of the product that we have, benches and things like that.
You might be able to, just to give an idea too, is get the sawmill to put that in dimension during the fair. You being a city,
I know,
being a
yeah.
nonprofit, you've already thought of that, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So we'll
good.
see what happens with it. Yeah.
Okay, good. So we've got that. The daffodils up at the turn up at Vista Point
Yeah.
are fantastic.
Boy, this year, I guess because of the weather we've had, things are really popping up early, and they look great up there. And we've got twice as many as we had last year up there, with the planting that was done last October. So it's going to be really neat when it's fully bloomed up there. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we've got a few more minutes. Looks like we have 2 minutes. Is there anything
Okay.
you'd like to bring up?
What else is coming up? Let's see.
Might want to plug Dandelion Days.
Yeah,
That's,
absolutely. Dandelion Days is going to be March 21st and 22nd. So I think, St. Patrick's Day kind of falls in the middle of the week, so they chose to go with
Okay.
the later weekend. And
Gives
of
you more time
course-
to celebrate.
Absolutely. But that's always an exciting week. I think school break week is the week before that, which is nice. So they'll all be ready to go. And then the Lions Club always does a fantastic job. Of course, we'll see what happens with the weather.
What's your
This
favorite?
year seems pretty good.
Okay, what's your favorite restaurant on Main Street?
Boy, that's a tough call. I think the Celtic Knot, the one down there, Rosebuds, is always a good one. You know,
Okay.
that's been a real tasty one. And of course, the National Hotel can't
when
beat
you
that.
want a good steak?
They're open for lunch now too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they do a full lunch there now as well, and that was really good. I had went down there for lunch the other day, and it was.
Now, have
really,
you ever stayed at the
really
room
good.
there?
I've never stayed in a room.
Have
I've
you
seen
ever
them,
had anybody?
but I have had.
visit you?
I've had friends who visited that stay there, and they really talk a lot about the service that they got and the decor in the room and everything.
Do they have any old spirits walk around?
They didn't say anything about ghosts, but yeah.
Okay,
it's
that
quite a
certainly is a
place.
gem down there on Main Street.
It's
So Main Street's
fantastic.
looking pretty good.
It's looking
There's,
really good.
Things to do at nighttime.
Yeah, and when the meters come out, hey.
I think Thursday
You
they
know?
have karaoke at one of the taverns.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
And Sue was there, and she said, got the nicest folks there,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
nicest people there.
Uh-huh.
And it's time to go. You want to shake hands?
Okay.
Say thanks for giving us the
You bet,
report
Tom.
there on Jackson.
Yeah, no problem.
And
Anytime.
And good seeing you again.
Appreciate it.
All
Thanks.
right. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Stay with us. There's more to come after this.
You're watching Amador County's local television network,